So it is official. A new RGG game is out. Well, it's not really new, but it's new for some people. Specifically us in the States. And that is the game Like a Dragon Ishin. It actually originally released almost 10 years ago in 2014 on the PS4, but only in Japan. But now it just released on current gen systems, and I just picked it up on the PS5. I've been playing it since launch, but I'm still not done yet. I think it's a pretty long game. But I do plan on reviewing it as soon as I finish it. But so far I'm going to say it's an excellent game. It's not quite on the level of Ghost of Tsushima, but it is still good. It reminds me a lot of the other Yakuza games. But one thing I did notice is that the story does require some knowledge of Japanese history. So I decided to create a list of films that you can watch that will help you better understand Japanese history and the game. So let's get started. So first on the list I put the Assassination of Ryoma. And in case you didn't know, the main character in the game is Sakamoto Ryoma. He was a real historical person. But obviously this game isn't 100% historically accurate. I don't think any game is. But just to better understand who this person is, I do recommend this excellent film, and it's about his life. Sakamoto is a major historical figure in Japan. He was a revolutionary who was important for the Meiji Restoration in 1868. This film takes place during the last 3 days of his life. I guess I could say spoiler alert. I mean, the title of this film's kind of a spoiler. But maybe in the game, he doesn't get killed. He was an imperial loyalist who tried to unite the warring shogunate clans, and he helped pave the way for the Meiji Restoration. And what's pretty cool about this movie is the way it's filmed. It almost looks kind of modern in style. There's a lot of cool handheld camera shots and stuff. And I gotta say, I do like the protagonist in this. I also like him in the game, but I just like how he's kind of an anomaly. He's not the most disciplined or upright, but that's also what kind of makes him fascinating. Anyway, this is a really unique experience. If you're interested, you could get a copy from SamuraiDVD.com. Next is Rurouni Kenshin The Beginning, and I seriously talked this movie to death, but it really is a great film. And it really surprised me that it was good, because usually anime live-action adaptations are bad. But this is easily the best one. It offers just great action, great fights, story, and it's really just a great introduction to the main character of this beloved series. And maybe I just like seeing this character as a killer for once instead of the pacifist that he is the entire series. But what's also cool about this is it's based on real history. Rurouni Kenshin is based on a real historical person. This is during the same time period actually that the game takes place, and that's why it's on this list. But one really important aspect about this film is it covers the Shinsengumi. In case you didn't know, the Shinsengumi were a special police force of the shogunate, and this was during the very late days of the Bakumatsu time period. And actually it only went on for a few years. But like I said, the Shinsengumi do play a major part in this game, so it helps to know a little bit about them. So next I have Baragaki Unbroken Samurai, and this is actually a newer film that I just happened to watch a few months ago, and it's excellent. It covers the life of Hijikata Toshizo. He was the second in command to the Shinsengumi. And what I really liked about this film is it shows more of the corrupt side of the Shinsengumi. But it also shows what it's like to be a member. You get a real inside look at it. The members are mostly samurai from the backcountry, and they didn't really care about rank. And that's actually what the title refers to. I think it means Dorn. And that's essentially what I think made them such great fighters. And Like a Dragon Ishin many times mentions the problem with the class system, and that's sort of what the main character wants to get rid of. He's tired of being looked down on by the higher ranking samurai. I think this is the newest samurai film I have on this list. Came out in 2021. And this story can be kind of confusing, especially if you're not familiar with just the history. But I think it's still good to watch just to get a picture of what that time period was like. And what's nice too about the film is it has a higher production. You could tell a lot of work went into it. There's excellent fight scenes, some really great battle scenes. So definitely check this one out. Next I have Hitokiri, and it's definitely one of the finest films. But for some reason it's not really talked about enough. I don't know why. It was directed by the excellent Hideo Gosha, so you know you're gonna get quality. It's set during the end of the Tokugawa shogunate, and it's based on the lives of the historical 4 Hitokiri of the Bakumatsu. It also just has an amazing cast, but there's also someone in this that gives it that sort of mystical Bruce Lee feeling to it. And that's Japan's most famous and controversial writer, Yukio Mishima. And I just find him fascinating. But what's also kind of crazy is that he commits harakiri in this. And in case you didn't know, the real actor died that way. And it wasn't that long after this movie came out. I remember Merlin from Samurai DVD telling me that one of the marketing for this film was saying that you could watch Mishima commit harakiri like he did in real life. I found that kind of weird, but crazy. But he's not the only star in this. It also features Shintaro Katsu, Tatsuya Nakadai, and Yujiro Ishihara. Katsu plays the character of Izo. He was a real samurai, and he was feared as one of the 4 most notable assassins of the Bakumatsu. But Izo is also a character in the game, and I thought that was pretty cool. So this film really gives you a chance just to learn more about that character and also just the time period. And I think it's just an underrated and awesome film, so go see it. And last on the list I have When the Last Sword is Drawn. And this is the most outstanding film on this list. It's also just one of the best samurai films and everyone should watch it. It's emotional, it's well made, it's well acted, well directed, and I think that it's the best representation of the Shinsengumi. What really makes this movie better than most is just the way the main protagonist is constructed. He's really far from the cliche samurai that we see all the time, and he's just more human. He's more relatable. He actually fears death, he's kinda greedy, he tells jokes, he's got a sense of humor, but deep down he's also got a lot of heart. And because of this, he's a character that you care a lot about. And because of that, it makes this film very emotional. It is long, and that's probably the only bad thing. It definitely could have been shortened. So definitely keep that in mind, but it's definitely worth it. And it's just a must-see. If you're going to see any of these, see this film, especially before playing Like a Dragon Ishin. So that was my list of top 5 must-see films before playing Like a Dragon Ishin. I hope you guys are enjoying the game as much as I am. Let me know in the comments. And I should have a review out for the game real soon. Anyway, like always, make sure you subscribe, hit that thumbs up, and if you want, you can support the Patreon. I'll definitely appreciate that. And like always, thanks for watching.